Welcome to Punky's World. This is notes from this book. What I'll do is the other book, I'll make sure that that video is in the cards. And I'll also link to both books. Probably have to link to Amazon even though I got mine on Poshmark. So, now keep in mind, there's way more than this now, but they're talking about they have 36 plus picture databases, whether they're user submitted images or yearbook images or, images of ships, images of soldiers, all kinds of things, military bases, all kinds of things. Make sure you click to search all databases when you're searching the picture databases. And when you are doing a search on Ancestry in general, put in as much information as you can. Sometimes, if the person is in your tree, their name will pop up. You just click on their name and Ancestry will populate all the fields for you. That doesn't always work for me. It works. It does what it's supposed to do, but sometimes with females, if you do that, their search algorithm will spit out women with the maiden name that is your person's married name. Because, for instance, if I have Patience Burgess in as Patience Burgess Wilson, guess what? The algorithm thinks that Wilson's her maiden name. Don't know why, and they really should fix that after all these years. Just saying. They should understand that the one in the middle on the line that says maiden is the maiden name. The line says maiden, but that's been an issue for me with Ancestry for years. And also, and this is something I don't do enough of, when you get to your results page, in the upper left are sliders. And you can broaden and shorten your search for those sliders. In other words, birth year, broaden it a little bit if you don't know that that's the exact birth year. If you know this is the place where the person lived or was born or whatever, and this is the place you want to look in, narrow it. I don't do enough of that. I have done it, I do use it, but not nearly as much as I should. Completely admittedly. The 1890 census didn't actually burn to a crisp, as they so eloquently stated. What happened was, when the firefighters sprayed the building for the fire, it got soaking wet. And nobody saved it. It was just left there to rot. Because paper and water do not mix. Yes, if you took it and laid it out to dry, I bet you could have saved most of it. Would the ink have been messed up? Yeah. But I really think you could have saved it. And knowing that upsets me even more. But anyway, they just left the paper there to rot until there was proper governmental permission to get rid of it. Now, when I say that, I'm on a board of directors and of the Historical Society. As you know, if you watch my other channel, and even on this channel this is the channel I talk about it on. You know that, and one of the things that we have to do is, if we want to remove something that we have as an artifact, we have to have a vote on whether to remove it or not. There's another word for it, but we just did it because it wasn't really our artifact. I can't remember the word, but anyway, we voted to do that. So it's the same thing with government property like that. They probably had to take a vote of Congress to be allowed to get rid of it. And it's a shame also that there weren't copies of it in other places. Like a lot of times, and that's another tip that they give, you will find that, because we're all going to run into a burnt down courthouse here or there, or town hall or whatever. Chances are, in the case of a burnt down courthouse, those records, there are going to be copies of those records in other places. So, and it's funny, I wrote something kind of funny when I was reading that we don't know who actually gave permission. Whoever it was a higher up in the census office, probably. I think it was a vote from the census office. I don't think it was one person, but like I said, for reasons. Anyway, you can't just say, okay, this isn't an artifact anymore, or this isn't our property anymore because it's, whatever. Nope, you have to vote. And I think they took a vote at the census office. And it is possible there's a boss at the census office who can make that call. I don't know, but what I wrote was, to make a long story short, not that it has been short, but anyway, yeah, we don't know who that person is because he'd have a bunch of genealogists lynch mob after him. A lynch mob of genealogists. That's kind of funny. But that's what I wrote. That's all I could think of. I thought it was funny. Of mad genealogist after him. And I wrote LOL, of course. There is a section for new ancestor discoveries. It used to be called circles back then. It's now called through lines. There are other ways to use and explore Ancestry. Their blog, their Facebook page, they have a wiki, which I was not aware of, and I will check that out. The card catalog. Family Tree Maker is sort of their preferred, or was at that time their preferred genealogy software that they linked up with. But they link up with the one that I have too. So, the Ancestry Learning Center, their message boards, which I don't know that anybody actually uses. And if you do have an account, make sure your account page is up to date. I also highly recommend that you make your tree public. Even if you're not a member, you can have an account page, you can have a tree. Like I said, make it public, especially if you took a DNA test on there, because it is a pain in the neck if somebody's got a private tree. I think if someone has a private tree and you have a common ancestor, they should at least show you the common ancestor. Even if they don't show you the person's tree, at least show you the common ancestor and the common ancestor's relationship to that person. because it's already somebody you have in your tree, because it's a common ancestor. You know, for instance, if one of Judson and Anna's grandchildren or great-grandchildren has a DNA test, they match me, they have a private tree, why can't you just say Judson and Anna Hemingway great-grandparents? Their names I already have in my tree. You know what I mean? I just think they could do that. And they're constantly adding new and updated databases. That's why the book, being from 2015, is 10 years old. So there are parts of it that, I mean, they definitely need an updated one. Now, there are links that aren't on Ancestry. One's called Census Diggins, Diggins. The Library and Archives of Canada for immigration records coming to the U.S., the Library and National Archives of Quebec. They also have some Australian. Nope. You also want to search the pension files. That was my next note for military ancestors. Where is the Australian stuff? Or is that under? That might have been under family search, actually. But I'll make sure that I link everything. So, anyway, this is a good notebook. Okay. What I'm going to do is link both books, both websites, and see what other stuff I can find based on the links that they gave that were non-links to their sites. So thank you very, very much. God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you next time. I'll see you tomorrow. So please subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to KIDMISSING TV. Oh, yeah, Kid Missing. And please subscribe to Punky's Pro Wrestling. We have a lot coming up over there, including a full rundown of the Hall of Fame as soon as all of the names are announced. We have 2 so far. We're going to have all of the Dark Side of the Ring reviews. That starts March 26th, 10 p.m., which is a Tuesday. Bye, guys.